with the help of this magical blue stage and your imagination, we're going to travel back to the days of the Old West.
The final stop on our expedition through the Imagination Pavilion at Epcot looks at Imageworks. Imageworks has existed in two separate forms and one is vastly superior to the other. My name is Sam and welcome back to Expedition Epcot. Each early version of the Imagination Pavilion all featured one common aspect. They all had an interactive playground located upstairs. Originally, the building also had an exterior balcony, but this was later removed from the plans. The upper floor, though, would remain. While the ride was delayed by 5 months, the upstairs playground was ready and opened along with the Magic Eye Theatre 5 months before the attraction, Journey into Imagination, and the area offered 18,500 square feet of interactive entertainment. The first original version of Imageworks, the creative playground of the future, was located in the second floor of the Imagination Pavilion, located inside the two large glass pyramids, which was the roof of this unique building. Guests could take the stairs, escalator, or elevator up to the second floor of this pavilion to experience Imageworks. When you reach the top floor of the pavilion, you would find a whole selection of fun and interactive exhibits that you couldn't help want to dive inside and see what these offerings were, especially after you had just ridden the Imagination ride. Some of the other exhibits included in the original Imageworks were 2 pairs of giant kaleidoscopes which could be controlled by guests. One of the most popular offerings was the triple stage of the School of Dreamfinder, which used blue screens to put guests themselves inside a movie, under the direction of the Dreamfinder. Guests could choose between different themes, which included Western, fantasy, or science fiction films. In the centre of Imageworks was pin screens, a pin table that guests could press their hands underneath to make the shapes above. If this was to still exist today though, it would probably require a hand sanitation station along with it. The Sensor Maze, one of the most photographed and videoed area of Imageworks, housed the famous Rainbow Corridor. It featured 2 modes. One, you had the ever-changing coloured lights running along it, and the second mode had coloured lights follow you as you walked through. Each guest would get a different colour following them. The tunnel was also the location of the iconic Michael Jackson photo taken in the pavilion. Also inside the Sensor Maze, stepping tones, where you could create music from stepping on different colour panels. The original Imageworks was very much ahead of its time, and you can see examples of the ideas here in many different forms of entertainment today. From the 90s and over the following years, the Imageworks received some modifications. Liquid projection was replaced by Figment's colouring book, and the drama stages were replaced by 2 Making Faces pavilions where you could add effects to your face. A single drama stage replaced the digital wall. The area was vast and fun, and guests spent a lot of time in the area enjoying its offerings. Exhibits would change and adapt throughout the years, and many fans of Epcot have fond memories spending time upstairs in the Imagination Pavilion. Unfortunately though, that option would no longer exist. When Journey into Imagination closed in 1998 to become Journey into Your Imagination, the Imageworks upstairs was also closed, never to reopen due to the budget cuts for the pavilion. A new, smaller Imageworks, the Kodak What If Labs, was to be located downstairs in the area of the ride that a large section of the track had been removed. The whole area upstairs though was just closed. Some exhibits were removed, but many were just left up there. Not only did the pavilion now offer a significantly shorter, less imaginative feature attraction, but also the exciting Imagination-inspired Imageworks was replaced with a much duller, less imaginative version also. Over time, the upstairs area was occasionally used for some special events, but mostly just sat abandoned. The roped stairway sat closed inside the new ride's gift shop. Just a reminder of what used to lie upstairs. Many people over the years have actually snuck up there and recorded video which showed how it was just left. The Rainbow Tunnel just sat there unused, and many of the old exhibits have sat there unused as well for over a decade. The new Imageworks featured a fraction of the offerings upstairs. Step-in tones was the only similar offering to the old version, but now featured picture panels making the sounds instead. Overall, the new version was much more of just an advertising space for the pavilion sponsor Kodak. It was much smaller than the original. They did add some additional experiences in 2002 with the third version of the ride, including the Figment Melody Maker, where you could cause Figment to play an instrument to the tune of One Little Spark. When Kodak did end their sponsorship, all branding of the company was removed, and its area inside the new Imageworks was rebranded without their involvement. Upstairs, though, sat abandoned until in 2016 Disney announced the use of the upstairs area as a DVC membership lounge. The new lounge, though, mostly uses the entrances around the staircase to the upstairs pavilion, and the entrance into the exhibit area was walled off. Unconfirmed reports state that all of those unused exhibits still set up there abandoned behind the wall. At least some guests now can enjoy the view from this iconic glass pyramid of the Imagination Pavilion. One other section of the pavilion also used to be used by guests, but is now used as an office for Future World East attractions management. A small sponsorship lounge located right behind the screen of the Magic Eye Theatre. Originally, the lounge was for Kodak employees, similar to how each other pavilion has a sponsorship lounge, and you can actually still see the windows of this lounge as you go past on the monorail. Overall, though, the Imagination Pavilion has got significantly worse over the years.
And what of Dreamfinder and Figment? Do you fit into the family that includes Goofy and Pluto and Mickey and Snow White and Cinderella, or are you truly apart? Are you the future?
No, I'm part of the same spirit, actually. I'm more of the original spirit. The same thing that led to them created me.
So there you have it. That concludes our stop on the expedition at the Imagination Pavilion. Next time we'll continue our walk over to the Land Pavilion next door and look at the changes it has experienced throughout its lifetime. Hopefully they won't be as bad as the Imagination Pavilion. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and be sure to check out our other 2 stops on the expedition at the Imagination Pavilion if you've not already looked at them, which cover the history of the ride and the Magic Eye Theatre next door. And we'll see you next time.